then are the US going the wrong direction, as Michael said?
The the Biden administration, especially with Janet Yellen at the Treasury Department, in some sense is being very logical. Uh, Biden wants to raise the corporate tax rate up to 28%, which, when you add in state corporate taxes, our corporate tax burden would once again be the highest in the world. Now, Joe Biden might not know a lot about tax policy, might not know a lot about economics, but Janet Yellen's no dummy. And she realizes, okay, if we put our corporate tax rate up this high, we're going to lose jobs and investment. But maybe we won't lose as many jobs and we won't suffer as big of a drop in investment if we can somehow get other countries to agree to do similarly bad policies. And if we can not only get other countries to do the same bad policies, but if we can set up a global tax cartel, that then gives us more leeway to raise taxes in the future and to extend the tax cartel to other types of revenue. So within the narrow confines of sort of this statist ideology, what Biden and Janet Yellen are doing makes a lot of sense. Now, does that mean the United States is bad on this issue? No, it simply means that the current Biden administration is bad on this issue. It's an open question how this thing is going to proceed. Will it get blocked in the European Union because of a national veto? Hopefully that would kill it. But if that doesn't happen, if countries like Ireland and Cyprus get bought off somehow, okay, what happens then? Would the United States Congress have to somehow give approval to this global tax cartel? Well, Republicans and Democrats are split 50-50 in their control of the Senate. One would have to imagine that with longstanding belief in national sovereignty in the United States, that Republicans would unanimously be against the global tax cartel, and all then that would be required would be a handful of Democrats, or even just one Democrat, to join Republicans in voting no. But here's my concern. I don't want to make it seem like this thing will be easy to block. My concern is that there will be the use of what's called soft power to push this initiative. So if the United States and Germany and Japan and a few other big countries that are on the wrong side of this issue, if they start, in effect, using their economic weight to bully smaller jurisdictions, then maybe they could achieve, the statists could achieve their policy objectives without a formal agreement, signed by 180 countries around the world or something like that. So I think obviously we need to make sure that we fight this on every possible front, using every possible tool at our disposal. But let's not trick ourselves or deceive ourselves. Simply blocking it at the European Union level, or simply getting the US Senate to vote against it, assuming it ever comes up for a vote, that doesn't kill the idea. I mean, let's look at what the OECD has done over the last 20 years in terms of going after tax competition. We sometimes stop them when they're trying to do A, and then we stop them when they're trying to do B. But then, while we're paying attention to A and B, they do something really bad with C. So you have all these bureaucrats around the world, all these finance ministries and treasury departments. They're all controlled by hard left bureaucrats who don't like tax competition. And it's very, very difficult for our side to try to sort of put out all the different fires and to fight all the different battles. So it's going to be a permanent fight for the rest of our lives. Why? Because the politicians and the bureaucrats know that there's no way they can prop up the current welfare states unless they get their hands on a lot more money